music lovers and all you VC members, but don't have any vinyl today. Yeah, I'm catching up with a batch of CDs. I've got a stack of CDs. I'm in a stack that I need to catch up with, so I thought I'd just bung this one out. I'm going to rattle through these fairly quickly, I guess. I've listened to all of them except one. Whoops. Got this lot to go through. I've listened to all of them except one. I'll do that one first, and then I'll just rattle through them, and then we'll see where we are. Right. Okay. First one. Uncle. Neverland. Now, I haven't. This is the only one I haven't listened to. I haven't got around to listening to it yet. I will do. This is Uncle's second CD, second album. Love the first one, Science Fiction. This one hasn't got such good reviews, but I tend not to listen to reviews anyway. I just listen myself, so that's one. Picked this up because I was kind of interested in how it sounded, and it was cheap. So, Hozier, Hozier, I think the album's called. Released in 2014, I think it was. Was it 14? Yeah, 2014. Obviously, the big hit was "Take Me to Church," which I found quite pleasant at the time. It's not bad. It's kind of, there's a bit of Celtic soul in there, but it's kind of more indie, more alternative rock than that. I'm actually having listened to it, I'm surprised this was such a big hit, because it is fairly non-mainstreamish, which for this day and age is quite a surprise. Right. I had to pick this up for the second disc, really, but it's Donna Summer, 2-disc version of The Journey, very best of. Well, you know what you're getting with Donna Summer. I actually picked this up because my 7-inch copy of I Feel Love, I've realised I've got a scratch right down it. So while I search for either the album or the single, I got this because it's got the original long version of I Feel Love. It's got the 15-minute remix version on the second disc, and a lot of her stuff is absolutely fantastic. So there we go, Donna Summer. I've got a vinyl best of. This is another best of. So we've got the Definitive Monkees. I picked this up because I've got a vinyl best of for the Monkees, but it's only got 12 tracks on it. And I picked that up when I was a teenager. So just picked this up because I do love the Monkees. And it was cheap. Canadian band, I think. I think they're Canadian. Not sure which album. I think this is their 4th album. This is Hot Hot Heat, and this one is called Happiness Limited. Happiness Limited. They sort of originated from the that angular guitar explosion from the mid-2000s, early to mid-2000s. I followed through after the Strokes. Best known for a song called Bandages off their first album. But if I see them, I pick them up. I really like them. This one's not quite as good as the others, but quid. This one I was so chuffed to pick up. It's the Oh Brother, Where Art You, Where Art Thou soundtrack. It is great. It's a lot of fun listening to this. When I was in the shop, the charity shop, picking this up, I had a pile of I couldn't believe the cheek of this bloke. I had a pile of CDs just to the side of me, and it was obvious that I pulled those out. And then this guy said, "Oh, are these your CDs?" I said, "Yes." And then he started flicking through them. So I snatched this out of his hand and said, and basically was thinking in my head, "F you." I mean, honestly, the cheek of some people, the absolute gall and impoliteness. Right, anyway, so rescued from the hands of some thieving git, the Oh Brother, Where Art You soundtrack. I recommend this. It's great. I'm still looking for the first album by this band because Headley absolutely adores it. I haven't found it yet, but I am going to get it. But this is Dodgy's second album. More sunshine guitar pop from the height of Britpop. I think this was sort of 94, so they hadn't really got going yet. still in its infancy, but this is a great album. This is a great listen. Staying Out for the Summer's on here, which is by far the best known track on there, but the whole thing's really good. This one this was a blind buy, and I'm so glad I picked it up because it is fantastic. This is the Wild Magnolias, yeah, and Life is a Carnival. Now, I picked this up because of the people who featured on it. So you've got Robbie Robertson featuring on it, Dr. John's on it, there's other people on it, but apparently in New Orleans there's all these, I can't remember, I think they're called tribes, and they, at carnival time, they all go around and do floats and wear colourful costumes. But this is fantastic. It's really good, sort of southern, funky, soul-y, just a real hodgepodge of sounds, and it's a brilliant listen. I've never even heard of this lot, but if you see them, I mean, they've been knocking around in different formations with different lineups for like 40 years apparently, but this is a top listen. Love this. Next one I picked up, and I've had this before, but I managed to pick up a Duff copy, and it's actually a really good album despite who it's by. This is Charlene Spiteri, who's better known as the lead singer of Texas. She decided to record a real retro album in 2008. This is 60s pop, absolute pure 60s pop. I think this is a great album. I think I first heard about it when I saw her perform a track on TV somewhere, and I just had to swallow my prejudices because I loved this, absolutely loved it. I don't like Texas very much. They're kind of a bit really for me, but this is fantastic, and you can buy this in any Poundland in the UK. Absolutely, I've seen it all over the place. Marvellous stuff. Right, Aussie band next, Jet. Again, part of that guitar explosion from the mid-2000s, most famous for Are You Gonna Be My Girl, which is everywhere. I think this is their second album? Third album? I can't remember now. Maybe second. But I guess it's most famous for getting a 0 rating on Pitchfork with, I can't remember, it's some twat on Pitchfork just being a complete bell end, really. It's great. It's really good. It's that kind of, it's more of the same, really. I mean, they've tried to branch out a little bit, so it's not quite as strong as the first album, but if you like that sound of, you know, that kind of mid-2000 indie rock guitar sound, then you know what you're getting. I really enjoyed it. I like Jet. And the Vines. I like the Vines as well. They get slated as well. Stupid critics. Right. Next one. We Are Scientists. Yet another one of those bands from the 2000s who use guitars to, and I really enjoyed listening to this. It's not wildly exciting. I just like the sound of the guitars on it, really. Always found them to be annoying. They seem to be really pushed on TV, and I found these two were always on, seem to be on every sort of teen show, turn up a lot, and I found them slightly annoying, to be honest, and they put me off the music, but now I've recovered from that. There you go. This one I thought was really good. Their more recent output has been more dodgy, but this is, and I can't remember if, I think this might be their first album, this is Snow Patrol, Songs for Polar Bears. It's a lot rougher around the edges than their post-run stuff. They sort of fell into that Coldplay trap of being more anthemic and not as bad as Coldplay, but they kind of, the rough edges were being shorn off slowly. But this is great. I really like this one. This is good. I just picked this up because I know the name Alkaline Trio. This is a split CD between Alkaline Trio and One Man Army. Don't know who One Man Army are. No idea who they are. But Alkaline Trio are kind of a you know, kind of Green Day-ish punk band, and I think they're, you know, melodic punk, whatever you want to call it. Not hardcore. It's not amazing, but I really enjoy listening to this. It's good in the car. This was great. This is the Distillers, and it's Coral Fang. This is sort of like not grunge, riot girl sort of stuff. Fairly punky, yeah, kind of stuff. Brody Dahl is best known as being Mrs. Josh Homme. Now, I don't know if she records much anymore. I don't know. She doesn't seem to, but this is a great listen. I'm still looking for this one on vinyl because it's the last studio album by Queen that I don't have on vinyl. Still looking for it. It is expensive, but I am going to get it. But it's nice. It was nice to pick this up for £1. Queen Innuendo. I've been through this before. I've put off buying the later Queen albums for a long time because of Kind of Magic. Really put me off. But I finally got them all now, with this one just being the only one on CD. I've got Made in Heaven as well, but I don't know if I've ever listened to that, to be honest. Good album. Really good album. Really enjoyed listening to this. Obviously, Kind of Magic was a Duff Point. Now, as soon as I get this on vinyl, I will finally be answering James's rank the Queen albums. In fact, I probably could do it anyway, but we'll see. I might wait till I've actually got the vinyl. There we go. And it also gives me a bit more chance to get into this. I like it, but obviously the 80s albums are the ones I know best. Right. Oh, yeah, this has ended up in here. This is a bit of VCLT all the way from Australia. Absolutely brilliant. I don't know what... I must have mentioned this, or maybe... This is from Dean, whose grandmother's handbag... Granny's handbag, maybe. He's got a fantastic channel. Absolutely brilliant. I love his videos. He's always got a granny's little helper on hand just to help ease him through the pain of making these videos. Go and check him out. Absolutely fantastic. And he sent me this. I must have mentioned this somewhere. Saying that I really wanted to listen to this. And I'm so glad he sent this, because this is a cracking album. This is The Roaring Silence. Got their US #1 Blinded by the Light on it. But I really enjoyed listening to this. I stuck it on in the car and listened to it multiple times. And it's great. Really good. So I was well happy. So Dean, thank you so much. There will be something in return. I don't know what yet, but I'll see what I can muster together that might be up your alley. Thanks, Dean. This one, and now I'm going to go through the story of where this one came from when I do my next vinyl batch, because there's a story tied up. But I got this. I actually didn't pay for this. It was free because I won something, and I'll go through the story next time. Curtis May, Roots. This is actually a budget Japanese copy. I don't know why. My local HMV had a load of these in their soul section. So it's a budget Japanese copy, and it was, I think, about £3 or something. But this is a brilliant album. Can't live without Curtis in your life. You've got to get some Curtis. I was really surprised by this one as well. This is Rufus Wainwright, and this is Release of Stars. I don't know, I got turned off listening to him maybe about 10 years ago. He seemed to be really annoying. I don't know why. I think it's when he went through his Judy Garland stage. Just a minute, I'm just gonna... He went through, I don't know, he went through a right musical stage, and that just turns me off, to be honest, in the main. But this was released in 2007. Really good listen. Title track reminds me of Radiohead more than anything else. Not the recent stuff, but kind of Ben's era, maybe a little bit later than that. Maybe OK Computer, but it's not as good, obviously, because they're just absolutely amazing. But this is a good album. Really enjoyed listening to this, so that was good. Picked this one up because I'd heard so much about it. And I've got to listen to this one more. This is a Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I mean, so many people who are into soul music, you know, that R&B stuff, they rate this so highly. Now, I can understand why. I've only listened to this once. It's obvious it's a good album. There are tracks that I like, but I've got to listen to this more to give it justice. but I finally picked up a copy of that because I really wanted to give it a go. And the last one, 90s dance class. 90s? Yeah. Well, late 80s. Well, that sort of era, 89, 90 dance classic really. Inner City, Big Life, or Paradise rather. I think Big Life might have been the American name for it. But it's got the tracks Big Fun and Good Life on it. Good Life, not Big Life, what am I talking about? Absolutely brilliant late 80s, early 90s dance. Just love this. And the whole album's really good. I really like this. So there we go. The usual eclectic mix of CDs. I use CDs because they're so cheap. You pick almost anything, use them to sample music. Just fantastic. What a great bunch of CDs. Right, thanks for bothering me rapidly running through that CD haul. I've got a shed load more. And I'll see you all again soon. Cheers, everybody. See you later. Bye.